Hello, hello. I don't know if we're live yet, but hello, we are live. It's Cinco de Mayo. Totally forgot I was supposed to do a live with Q Reeves today. Actually, I didn't forget. I just realized that it was the same day as Cinco de Mayo, and yeah, that was that. But my bad, Q. So hopefully we'll get Q in here soon. But I just wanted to do a quick video because we have about an hour before I gotta take off to the post to drop off you guys' orders. Thank you for supporting my Etsy shop. Appreciate it, you guys. It means a lot. We've been killing it, selling plants and candles and essential oils and hydrosols and shit. But anyway, the video titled "Why Manifesting Doesn't Come Easy." Okay, I'll give you the short answer. I'll give you the premise, and then we'll go through and break the premise up. Dude, you scared me. I thought you were a grandma. I was like, what the hell's grandma? It's like she's hauling ass right now. We're going to start barbecuing. Making some tacos for Taco Tuesday today. Agent Smith, what's up? Kimmy, what's up? Suan, what's up? Hello, 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 everybody. Everyone, please hit the like button. I would appreciate it if we could get as many notifications out to the squad as we can. That's what the likes do. But so check this out. I'll hit you with the premise, which is like I'll hit you with the thesis, and then I'll go through the supporting paragraphs, and then we'll wrap it up with the conclusion. How does that sound? Okay, so introduction. Introduction. Manifesting isn't necessarily about pulling things towards you, because we're still in the introduction here. The idea is law of attraction, which is not enough. We both pull things, we both pull energy towards us, and we both project energy out into the world. We have both a push and a pull. We manifest not what we think. Most people think what we think we manifest. It's not how it works. What we do plus what we think equals what we manifest. And here's the thesis of the introduction. The thesis is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are two different things. One is a vast, uninhibited sea of information and knowledge, pure potential. It's like something that radiates 24/7. Think of your subconscious as something that is constantly going on 24/7, and your conscious mind is what you focus on. So you focus the vastness of infinity, you focus that with the masculine, with the will. You collapse the potential into form. Most people think that it's just what you think, and they leave it at that. Your thoughts create, your thoughts create, your thoughts create. When in reality, what ends up happening is we're not radiating our thoughts, we're radiating who we are 24/7. You know what I mean? So we have a sort of character, a daily character with certain thoughts, reactions to things. We have the same triggers, the same things make us happy, the same things make us angry. So upon any given day, on average, we're going to be radiating a specific frequency. That's our subconscious. That's our constant radiation. And then our thought picks up things as it goes and goes, ooh, I like that, ooh, I like that, ooh, I like that. But our attention span lasts like, what, 5 seconds nowadays? Between the different ads, between all the books and movies and videos and Netflix documentaries and friends and text messages and notifications on our phone and fucking dislikes and likes and our passions and the things we hate, between all the madness of our waking life, our mind, our thinking mind, our consciously thinking mind, can't focus on something for longer than 10 seconds if we're lucky at a time. So what ends up happening is we don't manifest what we think because we can't hold a thought long enough to manifest something we think. What ends up happening is we manifest who we are. And like I said before, that who we are isn't what we think. Who we are is a combination of all our actions, all our thoughts, all the words we say, all the friends we have, all the books we read, or the books we don't read. Everything that we do ever makes up who we are as a whole. Gives us a sort of common denominator frequency that we broadcast based on everything that we are. And that's what we attract. That's what we manifest. So it's like, okay, I've been wanting this one thing, but I haven't been able to get it. Well, there's a difference. My grandpa or my dad used to always say, I'll say, I want this. And he would say, well, want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one shows up first. And the answer was, most likely, the poo was coming first. Because the poo was doing, is the action, and the wanting is just this sort of fluffiness. It's, oh, I want this. Okay, but to want something means nothing. I'm not sure if he meant it that deep at the time. I think what he was just saying is, it's not going to happen. You're more likely to poop in your hands before you get this thing that you want. But I'm spinning it, Pops, and we're saying one is action and one is just a thought. We need the combination of both action and thoughts. And it's not as easy as just thinking and wanting something. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to grow an orange tree, right? There's an orange tree. You see the oranges behind me? Say, I want an orange tree. Okay, well, this is overly simplified, but can be applied to any sort of situation. I want an orange tree. So what do I have to do to get an orange tree? Well, I need to learn about orange. How do they grow? Do they tolerate heat? Do they tolerate cold? Do they need a lot of water? Do they need a lot of fertilizer? How much space do I need? How big do they get? So I got to do all the research to make sure I keep it alive. Okay, then I need a seed. Now I need soil. Now I need sunlight. Now I need a pot. Like, there's a bunch of different steps into getting an orange tree, right? Which means you have to put in a lot of physical energy preparing the orange tree, mental energy learning about the orange tree, spiritual, I guess you could say, is your passion, is how it's coming through from the other side, the desire, you know what I mean? But if I'm someone, let's say I'm someone that doesn't follow through, this would be a good practical application of what I'm talking about. If I have great ideas but shitty follow through, right? It doesn't matter how good the thought is, because thought is origin. But it doesn't matter how good the thought is if you have no follow through. So it doesn't matter what I want. I could want a car, or I could want $1 million home. I could want 100,000 subscribers. I could want an orange tree. All I want. But if I'm not doing the things I need to do to get it, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? If I don't follow through, it doesn't matter, because I might buy the seed, buy the pot, but I'll get too lazy to plant it, so it'll sit in the backyard and die because I got too lazy to plant it. Or I'll lose the seeds after I buy them. I never got around to actually planting them because my follow through is shitty. Or I grew up the tree, but the first time it got a disease, I just let it die because I didn't really have it in me to figure out the disease and take pictures and talk to people and do some research and then actually cure the disease. So I figured, fuck it, like, now it produces oranges sometimes, but they usually taste kind of shitty. And it's not because, I don't want to get what I want. It's because you have a common underlying factor that inhibits you from fucking getting the shit that you want, and that is no follow through. And that can manifest as 1,000 different things. We all have our own quirks. Mine is follow through. I tend to have a lot of ideas, but I don't finish most of the ideas. I finish one serious idea I finish out of every like 10 serious ideas. Do I actually finish them from start to end? So that's why I used that example. That's why it was the Gem Goddess. Shout out Gem Goddess, did a video on manifesting made easy, and I watched about 5 seconds of it, and she talked about not needing to do rituals and stuff like that, which is kind of a different conversation. You don't need rituals. The point of a ritual is to get your mind focused in on something. So if you light incense, you're tapping into the nose, the scent, the smell, the olfactory. If you include sound, now you're hearing things. If you do visuals, now you're tapping into sight. If you have textures, now you're touching into feel. So the thing about a ritual is how much you can get your conscious mind, right? How much you can get your conscious mind involved on a desire. That's the point of a ritual. But she just, after I saw that triggered a whole bunch of things for me, and I was like, ooh, we should talk about that, because you haven't talked manifesting in a while. And that's like, it's overlooked, you know? It's like when you're looking at the glacier on top of the water and only the cap is sticking out of the water and 90% is underneath. It's the same idea. What's underneath, that's where the majority of the mass is, you know? That's where the power is. But it has to come refined somewhere. This song's a banger, but I think because it's playing, we just had our video ad revenue demonetized. Great. Check out you guys' comments, hopefully. Free. I know, I love the lives too. I keep seeing people doing pre-recorded videos and the quality is super nice and the sound is super nice and they have cool little edits, and I'm like, fuck, I need to start making more pre-done videos. There's such a process. Like, I had a thought 2 minutes ago. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go live. Started the live, gave the thoughts, and that's it. Now I can go back to my garden or something, you know what I mean? Shooting it pre-recorded, I gotta set up the camera, make sure the lighting is perfect, and get my mic and set up the mic and take a couple of takes, see which one's better, start editing. Like 3 hours later, I have a video that does just as well as a live. If not, usually the lives do better. So yeah, everyone hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So thanks, Bria. I appreciate that. Lady of Fire Poetry, some have stronger pull. Yes. Did the video cut out, you guys? Is that what you guys are saying? You guys are getting strong feedback from the no follow through. Here's what I've learned about the no follow through. I've sort of gone up and down with this. We shouldn't be finishing every idea that we have. That's what I've come to realize. Because like I said, if you're a creative, then you understand this. You have tons of ideas, and for the most part, every one of my ideas is fucking gold. You know what I mean? If I put in 100% into every one of my ideas, they would all be successful. The thing is, for an idea to finish an idea with a solid follow through takes a lot of energy. Well, I guess for the most part, as big as the goal is as much energy as it takes to accomplish. It sort of compensates, you know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a bad thing that you're not following through with all these, because sometimes your idea is not worth it. Sometimes your ideas don't make you as happy as other ideas. Sometimes when you look at it, or how much am I going to get paid for that? How much do I enjoy doing it? Am I contributing to the world? Like, of all these boxes that I need to be checked off, how many does it meet? I'm like, oh, this one only meets 4 out of 10, where this one meets 8 out of 10. I love them both. I'm not saying one sucks and one's good. That's not the question. The question is, which one is more necessary in this given situation? Which has to do with a lot, like how old you are or your goals in life. You don't want a family. You do want a family. You want to travel the world and don't want to be tied down by anything. Home mortgages, student loans, credit card debt. You're like, fuck it, I'm gonna sell everything, I'm gonna buy a van, and I'm out. Like, it all depends on what you want out of life to decide what you want to do with life. So for those of you who don't have good follow through, that's okay. It's okay to not follow through with every one of your goals and ambitions. The trick is to make sure the ones that you do go with check out boxes. It's like, I need these criteria to be met in order to proceed with something, and make them simple. Like, I need to make this much money. If I'm working this much, fuck it, I don't want to work that much. You know what I mean? Like, what makes you tick? And then make sure that that the ideas that you have no follow through with are the ones that you don't need to be doing in the first place. I talk about that a lot when I talk about following your excitement, because that's also another hot topic in this realm, is following your bliss, following your excitement. But there's different levels of excitement, and so which one do you choose? And also, sometimes we could be chasing excitement because we're avoiding other things that aren't so exciting, that are in fact terrifying. Nonetheless, we need to experience them anyways. We need to have that conversation. We need to take that job. We need to do that thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just going pixely and gray like before. That's a bummer. I don't know why it's doing that. I might have to run Zoom from here on out. It could be my streaming software. Sorry about that, though. I'll watch your videos because yeah, I feel ya. The other ones do feel a bit staged, don't they? Pre-recorded videos all feel so staged. At least to me. I'm like, I never talk like that. Like, I never talk like that in real life as I do on a pre-recorded video. It's just something about it, you know? Jazzelina, boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do when you know where to run. When judgment comes for you, when judgment comes for you, what you gonna... Thank you. Tracy Maria, how's it going? Oh yeah, we already saw Tracy. Oh, through fair. I don't think it's a connect. Well, it is partly a connection issue, but I think mostly when I run it through OBS, I have more streaming problems. When I run it through Zoom, I have less streaming problems. It's just that Zoom lacks certain things. Like, I can't put a description in Zoom for some reason. So, and the description is where I advertise my Etsy shop and things like that. So, description is crucial. But yeah, sorry you guys. I'll just run from Zoom if I'm gonna keep having issues. But thanks for sticking with me. Focus is key, yes. Masculine energy. Yeah, more masculine energy. Or not necessarily more masculine energy. Is this Missy Elliott? So, yo, what's Missy Elliott reggaeton? You guys hear that? That's great. Diamond the Artist, what's cracking? pyramid candles and rosemary, they smell magnificent. Oh man, rosemary's phenomenal. Rosemary's one of my faves. I distill a ton of rosemary. It's one of my favorites. Oh nice, you're talking about the ones you got for me? Hell yeah, lady. Did you like the black frankincense? Lady of Fire Poetry, did you like the black frankincense absolute? Or did you get the resin? Maybe you got the resin. I can't remember. The absolute's amazing too. I've done the gonna get my whole life together now thing too many times. Don't spread yourselves too thin, guys. Focus in for larger. Yeah, that's a good point. Pais brings up a good point. I mean, there's a point in your life when it's okay to spread yourself too thin. You know what I mean? Like, and there are times when you need to focus up and make shit happen. And there's no right or wrong. The only right or wrong is if. So I take this back. There is a right or wrong. You know, people always say there's no right or wrong. You can do whatever. Like, it's all a learning experience. Yes, it is all a learning experience, but I like to think that there is an actual right or wrong way to live life, and here it is. A right or wrong way to live life is determined on whether or not you actually look at your life. So you can be someone who has no goal and wants to be a free bird and travel the world and live in 10 different countries by the time they're 30 and speak 3 different languages and like that beautiful vagabond traveling dream. Like, you can do that, and that can be either good or bad, because some people do that because they're afraid of commitment and they're afraid of settling down, so they in order to avoid growing up, they catch the Peter Pan syndrome and they just sort of end up being vagabonds longer than their destiny calls for. We'll call it that. Longer than their personal destiny calls for. And they end up following the excitement in order to escape reality, in other words. And then there's some people who they bought the fancy car, and they got the big house, or they moved into the sweet apartment on top of the hill, and they bought the clothes, and they made the impression, and they got the job to like meet societal standards, and then they either realized that this isn't it, or they got fired and their perfect world came crumbling down and they have nothing to lose, and they're like, I need to travel for the next 5 years. I'm learning 3 languages. I'm having a girlfriend in 6 different countries. I'm fucking doing it up. And that comes as a result of hitting rock bottom, having to start over, not knowing what the fuck you want out of life. So your goal is to experience as much as possible. See what I'm saying? It's 2 different scenarios. You're doing the same exact thing, but there's different outcomes, because a lot of what we do has to do with the intention behind it. You know what I mean? So, which is why you have both yes and no. Which is why you have both there's no such thing as a good or bad decision, and there absolutely is such thing as a good or bad decision. You know? There 100% is absolutely a better or worse decision to make. And almost any 99.9% of situations, I would say there is an objective good or bad decision. Of course, you can blow that up to a global and say, okay, it might be a good decision for you, but it might be a bad decision for like the greater good. Then you get into shit like other parts of philosophy on, is the greater good better than the individual? And we're not talking about that at all in this conversation, because that's a conversation that you can go in circles with for quite some time. Are you not joining the party? What? No, I'm not joining the party, but I should be joining the party. They've been going hard all quarantine. There's like 6 children in that house, and they've been going hard on the quarantine every day. They must run a Jolly Jumper company, because they have at least 3 different Jolly Jumpers so far that I've seen. One of them is a water slide Jolly Jumper. They got the reggaeton going. I just tell myself to go with the flow, and then I forget to go with the flow. Who does that? Shake my head. No try, only do. Aren't all things a part of Tao? According to Tao, all things are a part of Tao. The tragedy of trying. You should be a life coach. I should be a life coach, shouldn't I? I've taken enough courses and classes and read enough books. My God, at this point. But either way, you guys are here and I'm teaching shit. So in a way, I've been a life coach for years now. If not but my own, if not but my own life coach, have I been for years now. Is it possible to live the way of the Tao? What is the Tao exactly, though, is my question. It's just yin and yang, right? Polarity, and it's not the middle path, right? It's not the middle path. Holistic beliefs, context, the natural order of the universe, whose character one's human intuition must discern in order to realize the potential for individual wisdom. This intuitive knowing of life cannot be grasped as a concept. It is known through actual living experience of one's everyday being. Is not a name for a thing, but the underlying natural order of the universe, whose ultimate essence is difficult to circumscribe, due to it being non-conceptual yet evident in one's being of aliveness. The Tao is eternally nameless, and to be distinguished from the countless named things which are considered to be its manifestations, the reality of life before its description of it. Ooh! I don't think I've ever read the actual definition for Tao. Eternally nameless, distinguished from the countless named things which are considered to be its manifestations, the reality of life before its description of it. That's so if the Hermetic philosophy are the 7 laws of existence that come from oneness, the Tao describes the essence of that oneness, is what I'm getting from that. Josh asks, have you been using your lockdown time to learn? No. I have not been using my lockdown time to learn. What have I done? At least not. I haven't. If what you're getting at is enlighten my spiritual intelligence, no, not at all. Have I been using lockdown to do that? You guys want to see what I've been doing for the lockdown? Unless my screen is still messing up. I have been gardening. This is my garden. Check it out. We have shadows in the way. We have corn. We have the 3 sisters. We have corn, some pole beans, some squash in the middle that are still babies, and then we have a whole bunch of cucumbers over here. Then we have the greenhouse behind me. I guess I can show you guys you guys want to see what's up with the greenhouse? This is our greenhouse. We have the oreganos, plenty of oreganos, and then we have Those of you who bought the white sages, we have our white sages, and then we have our rock roses. Hopefully you guys can see this. We have a frankincense tree. Check out the frankincense tree. She's killing it. Beans, corn, more white sage seedlings, some radish. We have a copal tree behind us. And then the other side of the house is growing too, but I've actually been just having a lot of family time. Stepped up my garden game. I'm growing a ton of herbs and veggies and fruits and shit. Been having Coronas. I've been barbecuing a lot. I've been working a lot. The Etsy shop has been killing us. I've been making a lot of sales, making a lot of packaging, tons of stuff. I've been making a shit ton of candles, tons of tinctures. I've been making tons of absolutes and growing tons of plants. Yeah, not too much spiritual growing and learning though. I've mostly just been riding the Hermetic philosophy, but I wrote a book on the Hermetic philosophy, so I don't have to do too much studying on it at this point. I can just shoot from the hip pretty well as far as that's concerned, which I'm happy about. If my spiritual growth ended for a decent amount of time, like a year plus, I'd be happy with where I'm at, in other words. So it's been good. It's been super good. But yeah, I've read half of one book on power versus force that I would consider a spiritual sort of growing, learning text. I've only read half the book since quarantine started. Not too much. Thanks for reminding people to hit the like button, Shaw Sykes. I appreciate that. Diamond the Artist, I'm literally in my backyard in my garden. Hell yeah, you guys should all put down your books. Put down your emerald tablets. Churn off your audiobooks and go start yourself a garden. I'll show you guys how to start a garden in fucking 2 hours. It'll take you 20 minutes to set this garden up. And keep it wet for a couple days, and you'll have a garden that looks exactly like mine within 4 days. I'll get you guys to that stage, and you guys will be harvesting your own corn in 50 days from now, if you listen to my advice that I'm about to give you. That's what you guys should be doing right now. Learn how to collect your own rainwater and learn how to grow your own food, because food is medicine. And it doesn't matter how many spiritual texts you guys read, doesn't matter how intelligent you are, if you can't feed yourself nutritious food, then all of it will be worthless. All of it will be worthless. So go start a garden, you guys. Go grow some fruits and herbs and veggies and do what you gotta do. Native Peacemaker, what's up? Happy to balance you out. I hope you got some people on your live the other night after we ended. Evan, go check out Native Peacemaker. She's a YouTuber herself and is a real one. So go check her out. I think you just started a new YouTube channel too, didn't you? Did you just start a new YouTube channel? Lady of Fire Poetry, literally the handbook for existence. I know, at the time I didn't realize how audacious that title was. Now I look back at my book title, 7 Pillars, A Handbook for Existence. It seems audacious as fuck. Who am I to name this the Handbook for Existence? But I did. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't change it. But yeah, it is. Has anyone ever tried planting seeds in a garden with an intention? For example, me and my partner planted a tree for our relationship as it grows. Has anyone ever tried something similar? Fuck yeah, I do it all the time. I've done one on my channel before. But what you should do to dial it in even deeper is get a plant that has a it has a history of being used for love, money, friendship. Like, say you want to have more energy, get a coffee bean or a coffee plant and write your petition, do your ritual over the coffee plant because coffee is a stimulant. Or if you want a super lovey sedative plant for you and your lover and you want to make a tea out of it, get a opium plant. Opium's legal, by the way. Opium is legal. I do not condone the use of plants, whether they are legal or not, whether they are good for you or bad for you, whether they are admitted by the FDA or not. I do not recommend using any of them. This is all for informational purposes only. However, opium plants are legal. So if you want like a lovey, vibey kind of plant. So basically, get as many corresponding elements as you can for your plants when you do your plant magic, because that's my favorite, actually. I'm going to tell you guys my idea right now, but don't you go telling the whole world my idea, because this is the idea. I have my frankincense trees, frankincense and myrrh, and there's a third tree in that family. It's called Bursera copal, Mexican copal, white copal. They're the three sister trees: frankincense, myrrh, copal. Well, they grow. The way the trunks grow is they can live on rocks. They wrap around rocks. They're called codex. Fat, thick trunks, like an olive tree. If you've ever seen an olive tree with a wild. Anywho, I'm gonna get a fat crystal, like a fat fucking crystal. And plant a frankincense seed on top of the crystal in a small pot, so that the frankincense tree, the roots have to wrap around the crystal. And then when it fills out the pot in about 1.5 years, 2 years, you pull the plant out of the pot. In theory, no one's doing it, I haven't seen this happen yet, but in theory, the roots wrap around the crystal. So you can take that giant crystal wrapped in frankincense roots, put it on top of another pot. Don't bury it, just put it on top. The roots grow through the second pot and the crystal stays on top. So you have like a bonsai tree. You basically bonsai a frankincense tree on top of a fat quartz crystal. How dope? How dope? What do you guys think about it? Talk about manifesting some shit with plants. Impregnating your will into a seed. Yes, Pais. Impregnate that seed. Shoot that load on, in, or around that seed. The thought load onto the real seed. The thought load onto the real seed. Plant it into the womb of the earth, into the darkness. Sprinkle some water. Bada bing, bada boom. Some friends become enemies. Some enemies become friends. Yes. Yeah, how dope would that be? It will amplify the fuck out of that energy. You kidding me? I'm so stoked. It's gonna be so cool. It's gonna take 2 years to do, but we will do it. I got the seeds coming on their way right now, actually. The seeds are on their way. So if any of you guys would like to make a trade, if anyone on here has a massive crystal, I would love to do like a massive sapphire, but I feel like a softball sized sapphire would cost millions of dollars, so I'm gonna stick to quartz. So if any of you guys have a massive, like small watermelon sized quartz, preferably raw cut, not a sphere, but preferably something that the roots can grab onto, I would like that. I'll buy it from you, or I'll trade you something for it from the Etsy shop. I'll make you a ton of candles, or send you some plants, some sage plants. I don't know, but I'm just trying to broadcast that out there, that I would love a giant crystal. Yes, Tyler, I'm wearing a Bone Thug shirt. You're welcome, Native. What's your favorite plant? Oh, man. That's not fair. I like all plants. I take that back. I don't like all plants. I don't like plants that don't have a use. So, like, ornamentals, I don't like ornamentals. 90% of ornamental plants I don't like at all. It's hard enough to get a plant to thrive, but to put energy into a plant to get it to thrive and it not produce something for you sucks, as far as I'm concerned. So I love all fruit trees, all veggie plants, all medicinal plants. I like the weeds that grow in my backyard because they're soft and they grow better than the grass. So, like, I don't have to take care of them. I mow the weed. My brother mows the weeds like grass. So you would think we have grass in the backyard, but there's not a single blade of grass. It's crabgrass and these little purple flowers that, as long as you keep them watered, they're soft. So that's awesome. It's nice to have a full backyard of green. I don't give a fuck what plant it is, as long as it's green. But I like frankincense trees a lot. For some reason, frankincense trees have grown on me. I love how ancient they are. I love how many cultures used them. The fact that you can get the resin without having to do something crazy to the plant is amazing, because resin is so pungent. You know, it's like a fat wad of pine tar or oil or frankincense resin or something like that is some of the strongest, most fragrant smelling things in the world, and it exists naturally. You know what I mean? This shit's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Some of my favorite things to grow are like, if I grow frankincense, myrrh, and copal, and those are all fun trees to grow. I like the shape of them. They look like I'll show you my this is a seed grown copal tree. I'll show you guys a seed grown copal tree right now. So let's see. I don't know how good the quality is going to be because we're on a live, but like, look at this copal tree. Look at that thing. Look how dope that is. It's like a I got to do an actual video. I'll do a video on my copal tree. But this is it's a hybrid. So this isn't even a traditional copal. It's a blend between one that's a high resin producer and the other one is drought tolerant. Well, they're all drought tolerant, but you know what I mean. Look how beautiful that it's I don't know, man. It's so cool the way these trees grow. It's like a spooky. Imagine this tree but growing out of a friggin' softball sized crystal quartz. I know, it's amazing. Say what up. Give the good juju to the tree. Anywho. We're even growing a mango tree. I threw a mango seed inside my worm bin thinking the worms would eat it, but instead it sprouted. What's that?
I still feel awful for hitting Alice in the face.
Oh man. I didn't see it make contact. Did it look bad?
Oh, but it was just like, I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna wait. No, I'm gonna shoot it, and I'm just like,
I saw it bounce.
When I missed it, I stopped, and I was like, oh, he got it. Like that little hesitation, and right when I hit the table, I was like, oh, that's gonna fucking hit him, and I was just like a step too late.
Oh man.
Just like, here, don't. He like saw it coming, so he leaned forward.
Oh damn.
All so fucking hard.
At least he leaned forward. It probably would have hurt more if he. But yeah, guys, I don't know what my favorite plant is. I want to grow an opium plant because who doesn't? You guys should all Google. Opium plants. The blooms are crazy beautiful. But they don't sell them as opium. They sell them as bread something. Bread seed. They call it bread seed. So whenever you're at your local nursery, just go in for the flower section, look up bread seed, and there you have it. I have a huge quartz took straight from the mountains of North Georgia. Is that what GA stands for? What? I can have it for free? You kidding me? Oh man, please. But let me give you something in return. Like, you saw my greenhouse. I can't give you the copal trees, but let me give you like a white sage plant or something in return, or send you some homegrown corn when it's ready. Like, let me do something for you. Sorry, I just saw your comment right now, but that makes me really happy. Hopefully you're still here and still down. I'll do a video of my, after I end the live, I'll shoot a video on my greenhouse so you guys can see better quality of the plants that I have in there, because there's some nice ones in there. There's some nice, they look, it's nice to see them, you know what I mean? Wait, it's about a watermelon size? Are you fucking kidding me? That's a watermelon size? Yo. Please. Oh my goodness. I promise to give you visiting hours every other weekend. And every other week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and every other weekend. If I could get a watermelon sized quartz crystal. There you go. Thanks, Agent Smith. Papaver somniferum, commonly known as the opium. Oh, fuck, it's for. I gotta go to the post office pretty soon, though, you guys, to drop off the Etsy orders. Do you wrap sage? I can send you some wrapped sage for sure. I have purple sage, white sage, and hummingbird sage. So let me know which one you'd like. Lady B came in talking about, I forgot that's why we started this video, why manifesting doesn't come easy. I love how we just, for any given live, the topic is the first 20 to 30 minutes of a live. Everything after that is just homies, I feel. No avocados? No, man. Unfortunately, none of the family has avocados. We have orange trees. We have two obviously tasty orange trees. I have access to avocados, but they're not organic, unfortunately. And I know a house up in Santa Barbara where I used to live. Next to where I used to live was this huge mansion. I rented a room in a huge in a huge lot, and next to this huge lot, on top of a super fancy hill, was a summer home for this family, and they had 20 some odd avocado trees in their backyard. And my buddy and I would go harvest avocados at will for at least 2 years. It was great. Native Peacemaker, I'm not growing rice. I can send you corn, but I can't send you any Spanish rice. But yeah. Shipping is gonna be bad because it's heavy and I'm in Georgia. No, dude. Get the dimensions of the quartz crystal. Get the dimensions. And then get an appropriate box. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it costs $50, it costs $100 to ship that thing. If it's the size of a watermelon and you're giving it to me for free, I'm down. Just take it into USPS or FedEx or something and be like, hey, take them the whole thing. This is what because I send out shit all the time. When I can't figure something out, I go into UPS and I say, hey, I need to ship this item to this location and I need you to do it for me. And they go, okay, they wrap it for you, they box it for you. Be like, hey, obviously it's fragile, so like package it well, put pay for fragile, whatever that costs, and I will pay it. I don't even care. It can't cost that much. It can't cost that much. Greetings from DC. What up, Di Rua Numero Uno? Greetings from Oxnard, California. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Tracy Martin, Lady of Fire Poetry, answered your question. And if you're talking the physical realm, mugwort is a very feminine-based plant. It's ruled by the moon, hence the name Artemisia, which is what mugwort is. Artemisia vulgaris is the most witchy one you hear of. California, we have one that's called Artemisia californica, which I'm growing in the greenhouse right now. Same plant, same compounds, same essential oils for the most part. It's good for regulating menstrual cycles. It's good for period cramps. It instigates birth, so do not take mugwort if you're pregnant. However, if you're past your due date, it has been used in the past to stimulate birth once you take it. At least that's how the natives used to use it. And then, of course, dreams, lucid dreaming, mostly dream recall and dream vividness. It won't necessarily help you have a lucid dream, but it will help you have a vivid dream and help you with dream recall so that it's easier for you to lucid dream. But yeah. Can I email you pics of it? Tyler Toller, yeah, email me. My email is keithgarcia808@gmail.com. I forgot the M. That's keithgarcia808@gmail.com. Dragon Horizon, I got you, brother. Or sister. I can't remember. I think it was brother. Yeah, we're going live, and then I have 20 minutes to get to the post office. We're gonna make some tacos tonight for Cinco de Mayo and drink some beers. All of you who are around, maybe I'll go live and you guys can jump on if you want. See the familia in action. But yeah. Email me, man. I'm serious about that crystal. I'm super serious about that crystal. I'll pay for shipping. I don't mind at all. I'm going to pay for shipping anyways when I get a crystal sent to me. I was going to order it regardless. So, especially since you mined it yourself out of North Georgia. Like, damn, man, that's crazy. I would love that. I'd be honored to grow a tree onto that crystal. You know what I mean? And the bigger the better, because unfortunately, the tree is eventually going to consume the crystal. It will wrap completely around the crystal when it gets big enough, like 10, 15 years from now. So the bigger crystal I get, the longer it'll last. Unless I might be able to keep it in a small pot so that it doesn't grow too quickly. You know what I mean? Like bonsai it. But I'm stoked, man. My dog won a stuffed taco toy at his daycare. Nice. And yes, we're cozy. We're here. We're cozy as hell, man. We're in the friggin', check it out. We're in the goddamn orange trees. We're just sitting in the orange trees. Look at that. What up? Welcome to Southern California. Mi casa es tu casa. Where do I get the mugwort? Look at my Etsy shop. You guys check out my Etsy shop. Etsy.com/shop/man of letter. Shop/man of letters Q. That's my Etsy shop. I have mugwort bundles. I have mugwort oil, essential oil. I have mugwort hydrosol. I have a dream tincture on there, a lucid dreaming tincture that's made out of mugwort and Mexican dream herb. However, I'll tell you, like I tell everyone, the tinctures that I sell, you're not just going to take it and have a lucid dream. 9 out of 10 people aren't going to take it and have a lucid dream. The mugwort and the Mexican dream herb stimulate your vividness, the dream vividness. They stimulate your dream recall, which means you're able to remember them more upon awakening, and it means that the dreams themselves are more vivid and have more clarity. Your main support for dreaming, you guys, your main support, your bread and butter, is not going to cost you a dime. It's going to be your dreaming and journaling habits. Say, Keith, well, I don't remember my dreams. How am I supposed to write anything down? Even if you remember one color, oh, it was blue, write blue down. Anything. 1 word, 2 word, 3 word, 5 words, write it down. Also, before you go to bed, drink a liter of water. I guarantee you, if you drink a liter of water right before bed, you will wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. You will wake up in the middle of a dream, and it's easier to remember the dream when you wake up in the middle of it. So go to bed with a pen and a paper directly next to your bed, because you will convince yourself out of it. Pen, paper, place it next to the bed, slam a bunch of water, go to bed, wake up because you gotta pee, write down the dream, whether it's 1 word, 2 word, 3 words, and do this every day. Do this every day. That's gonna make you dream more. The spagyric tincture for lucid dreaming on my Etsy, that's like, it's a supplement. You know what I mean? That's not supposed to be your diet for dreaming. It's like protein shakes to weightlifting. The weightlifting gives you the muscle. The protein shake is a supplement for the weightlifting. The stuff I have on my Etsy shop is a supplement for the weightlifting. Your weightlifting is dream journaling. Know what I mean? That's how you'll do that. Clickable link. Thank you for the clickable link, Agent Smith. Illuminati better send me a check. Alchemy of Life School. Yes, drink water. The army even recommended drinking water for all ills. There you go. I tried drinking water with my notebook and pen when you told me about a week ago. And got nothing? Sharks, you got nothing? Did you wake up in the middle of the night? You're the first person that it hasn't worked for. If you're too sleepy to write, that's not you not remembering your dreams. That's you being too lazy. Well, there's like a little finch chasing a crow. You said this before, and I immediately implemented this and got results. I'm not sure if I know Taurus. The moonlight tonight. Just saying real quick. I know. Oh, there's no moon here, Nessa. The sun is like well into the sky still. Look at this. Shout out to Father Sun. Can you see that? Look at that. Just moon. We'll go like this. Moon and oranges. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Well, thanks you guys for hanging out. I gotta go to the post before it closes and send some things out. Jonathan Delatorre, what up, dog? Damn, how you gonna log in right as I'm leaving, dude? Everyone say what up to John Delatorre. And I think he switched his business plan to do online workouts for the quarantine. So if you guys want to do some online workouts for your quarantine life, hit up John. Put your email in here. I gotta go to the freaking post. I gotta be there in 15 minutes. Jonathan Delatorre was my homie from high school. No, we were homies in high school too. We just played on opposing teams. But we were homies in college, and we spent a lot of time together in college. And we've been homies for a good decade now. But John, if you're in here, please hit people up for those online. He's out of San Francisco too. He lives in San Francisco proper. I think the Fillmore district. Just no, on Nob Hill, living that bougie life now. Nice. John, are you in here? You're not in here, huh? All right. I'll see you guys later. I gotta go.